You see, you can't diminish a spiritual awakening through the mental processes or thoughts. You can't use the mind to understand a spiritual awakening. Spiritual path, yes. When you're on a spiritual path, you've taken a conscious decision to be part of a community, a thought, a process, a belief system, and you've signed yourself up into wherever it is, even not signed yourself up, but you yourself have made a decision to live your life a certain way by incorporating the dimension of spirit, is not the same as you having gone through a spiritual awakening. Because a spiritual awakening, friends, literally shifts something inside of us so great that we don't have a choice but to rise to that. There is no choice in this, friends, once you have awakened. And this is what we are saying, that during the awakening, if we're not rising, the only thing that is happening is that we're stagnating. Our isolation phase will linger on. Our hermit phase will linger on. And sometimes information about this is not useful to us when we are searching for what's going on and why am I feeling all this, that we then look that, yeah, these are the stages that you're going to go through and this is what's going to happen. Well, no. I'm here to suggest otherwise, because every awakening is unique to your own blueprint. Every awakening will have its own trajectory, because not all of us, right, have the same thing that we are here for, or the same karma that we have gone through, the same conditioned existence. Because not only are we carrying karma inside of this body and its conditioned existence, it's the country where we are born, it's the parents that, there are so many other factors to play here. So when we have that, okay, this is the rough process that we might possibly be going through, when we keep trying to put ourselves into these processes and these stages and slot our current, wherever we are, into, oh, now I'm in this phase, or now I'm in this phase, it's not going to do us any good, but keep us wherever we are, right? This keeps us away from spiritual autonomy. So it's as good as us having had a spontaneous awakening, then signing up to a course or signing up to something or the other because we don't believe, we don't trust, right? You're the only one that holds the key to this awakening process, no matter how much information we are going to amass. What keeps us, the difference between being on the spiritual path, right, or taking conscious steps that you want to integrate the dimension of spirit into your manifest reality and the way that you live, and actually having an awakening, is a big one, right? Up until your awakening, it doesn't matter if you signed up with somebody, it doesn't matter if you've got a teacher, it doesn't matter how many things that you're doing, right? Bang! Once the awakening happens, there is a paradigm shift of consciousness that happens, right? And this is where the disturbance comes between us and that shift of consciousness. If you like, our subtle body has just gone, whoa, it's expanded, right? Now, if our gross body is not expanding with that, now slowly that subtle body starts to shrink, and this gross body and the importance that we are giving to it, aka the mind and our bodily consciousness and all the conditions that we have gone through, including all the patterns, then rather than us getting off the spiritual wagon, right, instead what happens to us is that we go through a very long period of stagnation. We go through a very long period of what they call the isolation phase. Yes, there is a time for all of these things to happen, but sometimes we keep ourselves locked in this, right? Because of the mind. And it is so clever. It's like a thief that comes in the dark of the night without you knowing and steals away, keeps stealing away at this beautiful expansion of your consciousness that keeps getting threatened by habits, old ways, by looking at the trigger as something or someone outside of you, by not taking responsibility for even being triggered, right? By us not taking responsibility for the way that our reality is manifest and everything that is happening in it, including embracing every single problem as a possibility, right? And by not fully engaging and involving ourselves in whatever it is that we are doing or not doing, right? When our presence is not there, including our presence in the solitude, our presence in the isolation, our presence when it gets darn hot in our body, or we get so cold, we don't know what has hit us, right? Or we think we're neither here nor there, or you're suddenly seeing these other forms, right? There is so many of these things happening, but we are present in it. The more present you are in your awakening, right, the less it is going to be painful or disturbing or that we are suffering, because all of that, my friends, and I say this with so much love, is simply here. All of that, you know, what is disturbing and what causes the disturbance apart from all this mind stuff is that we have gained all of this extrasensory perception, right? And with that comes the overwhelm, like, whoa, we're hit with all of these different energies and it gets too much, right? So take the steps that you need to take so that you can have your Bluetooth on, right? But you're not on that same frequency, so that you're not picking up all of these things. And that requires you coming into your autonomy. And this is a process. It takes time. It takes, or it takes a minute. It just depends on where you are. But for now, wherever you are, stay attuned into that process. Show up for yourself at every moment. Ground yourself. Be present. Right? When we're tempted to fly off with the fairies into magical realms and stay there and look around, do it. Do it. But also know that you're still incarnate in this body. We're still living in this body. Yeah? But if it's for you to live the life of an ascetic, then do it. Do it. Rather than having one leg here and the other leg there, just do it. Absolutely do it. We're very fortunate that we've received spontaneous awakenings, and this is perhaps many lifetimes of working on this, right? But not everyone gets to the awakened state, and I hope you do. I hope you do. As always, my prayer for you is that you claim your awakened state as that which has already happened. So much love to you. Take care. Stay tuned for more.